Welcome to PAMS training. In this video, we will focus on the features of the Assignments page, located within the Administration tab in PAMS. This video will guide users through the process of setting up their cluster in PAMS. This process includes determining the best structure for your cluster, setting up and editing assignments. First, you need to familiarize yourself with your department's cluster. A PAMS cluster represents the grouping of department codes that the primary department administrator is responsible for in the management of sponsored research awards. As shown in these examples, a cluster can consist of a single department code or multiple department codes. To view the department codes that make up your cluster, navigate to the Assignments page via the Administration tab. Click the Excel icon labeled Download My Department Codes. An Excel document will open displaying all departments associated with your cluster. Within each cluster, users have been granted access based on the PAMS access form completed by the department administrator. To add a new user to your cluster, complete the New User Request form, located on the EFM website. Any user who has been granted access to a cluster can be assigned to tasks in PAMS. These tasks are closeout packets or invoices and financial reports that appear on each user's work list. However, prior to having a work list, a user must first be set up on the Assignments page and be assigned tasks. Assigning staff in PAMS is important, so the correct tasks appear on each user's customized work list. We will now look at how to set up assignments. The first part of setting up assignments in PAMS is to determine your cluster's structure. There are three possible ways to structure a cluster: by PI, by department code, or by a combination of department code and PI. A PI structure should be used when work is assigned to staff by PIs. This is recommended for single department code clusters. A department code structure should be used when work is assigned to staff by department codes. This is recommended when a staff member manages an entire department code. The combination structure of department code and PI allows users to be assigned on both a department code level and a PI level. This is recommended when multiple staff manage different PIs within a department code. Once a structure has been selected, the structure type can be viewed in the blue box under Assignment Structure. Let's review the PI structure. On the Assignments page, click Search. A grid will populate with a list of PIs in alphabetical order. In this example, our goal is to update the assignments for each PI. In addition to the PI column, you see a column for a preparer and 3 columns for potential reviewers. PAMS requires every PI to have a preparer, who is usually the fund manager. This is the user who will take the first action. PAMS also allows you to assign up to 3 reviewers. Assigning reviewers is optional, and depending on your department's practice, you may or may not use these columns. A reviewer is a user who reviews and approves the preparer's actions prior to submission. Please note that the same person cannot be both a preparer and reviewer for a single PI. It is also important to note that until a preparer takes action on a task, any reviewer assigned to the same task will be able to view the task but cannot make edits. Once the task is in the reviewer's court, they will have the ability to edit, and the preparer will have view-only access. Now, let's update the assignments for PI Bruin and PI Carroll, as they have the same fund manager managing their funds. To do this, click the checkbox by each PI's name. Then, click the Update Assignments button. A list of personnel will appear. We are going to select Adam, the fund manager, as the preparer, and Lisa, his supervisor, as the reviewer. Once we save our changes, the grid will update to reflect the new assignments. We will now update the assignments for PI Susan and PI Mark by repeating the same steps. Ben is the fund manager for both of these PIs. Therefore, he is set up as the preparer for both Susan and Mark. Lisa reviews Ben's work prior to submission, so she is the reviewer. The completion of this grid is known as the assignment tree. The assignment tree is a group of users assigned to a specific PI so that all tasks can be completed. Now let's take a quick glance at the department code structure. You'll notice it is very similar to the PI structure. This structure should be used when a single fund manager and, if applicable, reviewers manage all research funds for an entire department code. In this structure, a department code column appears in lieu of the PI column. All department codes that are part of your cluster will appear here in numerical order. Notice the rest of the page is identical to the PI structure grid. To update assignments for a department code structure, you follow the same process as the PI structure. Now, let's review the final structure option, Department Code PI Combination. This structure should be used when a cluster has multiple department codes, and fund managers are assigned work by PIs. This structure has two viewing options. The first option is to search for all department codes within your cluster. If you click Search without entering a department code in the box, all codes within your cluster will appear. To update the assignments for an entire department code at once, you follow the same process as the department code structure. Notice that the PI column lists All. This means that any assignment updates made for a department code will also change the assignments for all PIs within that code. The second option is to view a specific department code within the cluster and see all of the PIs within that department. To do this, input a department code in the box and click Search. All PIs within that department code will appear. To update the assignments, you follow the same process we previously reviewed for the PI structure. When viewing assignments by department code, if you see an asterisk in place of a preparer or reviewer's name, it means not all of the PIs within the department code are assigned to the same preparers or reviewers. To view the preparers and reviewers, you should input the department code to check the individual assignments by PI. Let's review a cluster that is structured by department code PI combination. Every assignment begins with the cluster and the associated tasks. The goal is to create a complete assignment tree for each PI listed. Department code 1000 Murphy Hall is assigned on a PI level. We have two PIs within this cluster. For every fund that the PI manages, there are associated tasks, which are financial deliverables and closeout packets that need to be completed. PI Susan's tasks are prepared and completed by fund manager Ryan, so he is her preparer. PI Mark's tasks are prepared and completed by fund manager Ben, so he is his preparer. Lisa reviews both fund managers' work prior to submission. She is set up as the reviewer for both PIs. Now that we have completed our assignment tree setup, the tasks need to be completed. As preparers, Ryan and Ben are the first people who need to take action on the tasks assigned to them. They own these tasks. Until they take action, Lisa has read-only access to these tasks. Looking at Ryan's work list, he now owns two tasks and they are pending his action. In summary, your cluster can be structured by PI, department code, or a department code PI combination. It is important to determine the best structure for your cluster from onset. Once a structure is determined, assignments can be updated to assign tasks to the appropriate fund manager. It's important to maintain an accurate assignment tree. As changes occur within your department, you should make the appropriate updates in PAMS. Thank you for watching the PAMS Assignments training video. To view other PAMS quick guides and other training videos, please go to the following website. If you have any questions, please reach out to PAMS Help at pamshelp@research.ucla.edu or by phone at 310-794-0008.